the Be Fearless podcast. Today we have the one and only Michelle Cunningham on her book tour. Do it anyway, girl.
This is so fun. I love this. Oh my gosh. I'm so honored to be here, my friend. Thanks for having me on.
I mean, I'm so honored too. This is the second time you're here with me.
I know. I feel like we're best friends now. It's official.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I'm so excited about your book, and so happy and proud of you. But tell me, how was the experience of writing a book? Because this is your first book, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how to write. Yeah, that's what was so interesting. But like in my head, I felt like authors are like super smart people that use really big words. And there was an element in me that's like, I don't think I ever graduated past like 5th grade in my vocabulary. And so I felt like I would not be good at writing a book. But then I read somewhere that people actually appreciate more basic words than they do really smart people words. Because sometimes I read smart people books and I'm like, this is so annoying because I have to Google every word that I'm trying to read. So the good news is that most of us prefer easy to read books. And so that's what mine is. It's like, it's just how I talk. It's very simple. I don't throw any big crazy words in there. They're going to throw you off that you have to Google. And so it was actually not that hard because here's the deal. This book is just what my life looked like for the past 40 years, right? So I just shared, I was poor growing up. I was this, I was shy, I was introverted. Then I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I got this job. I hated it. This job, I hated it. Then I found network marketing. I still was bad at that for 6 years. And then I finally found my way and had success in network marketing. And then I built a 7-figure brand. Like it was just writing that story. And so, so there's a lot of like, yeah, I didn't have a perfect story. And I think most of us don't, right? And I'm not special, right? And so it just was writing that. And I wrote it. I know it sounds crazy, but I wrote it on Thursday night. I started. Friday, I went to a hotel to Saturday, stayed the night, Friday and Saturday night. And Sunday evening, I had written 28,000 words, which is enough to make a book. And so I actually wrote the content for it in just 4 days, but then you have to get testimonials and editing and the forward. And so that took months to kind of get all that put together. But when someone's like, I don't have time to write a book. I'm like, no, you legit could write a book in a weekend because this was written, the bones of it was written in a weekend. And then the editor was like, well, you used "and" too much and we had to pull this out. So they kind of went in there and fixed up, the errors that I was clearly making along the way. I was just writing. I wasn't reading and checking. I was just, here's the story. Let's keep going. Versus if you, like I'm writing my next book, right? And I'm not focused on it. I'm just like, let me write a little. And I'm like, I don't remember what I wrote. And then I have to read again. And it's becoming a process. This is a way better process. 4 days, get the book done and be done.
I mean, like, this is so inspiring too. Like, just like reading. I have read your book like 3 times now. Like, I love it. And I do have my favorite chapters, but like every time I read your book, it's so inspiring. And it's just, a testament that we all have what it takes to just get out there and do it anyway.
Yeah. Do it anyway, girl. Yeah.
So you're now thinking about second book?
Yeah. So it's like that book. I felt like I didn't write enough stories and I'm like, oh man, I have all these really funny stories. And so in this book, I said, I'm going to write another book called You Are a $1 Million Brand, because I do believe that all of us are $1 million brand. And any of us that decide to show up louder, prouder, bolder, and in charge online can build $1 million brand with a little bit of know-how. And so I want to write that book, how I inadvertently, accidentally built $1 million brand online, just using the power of video. And so that's my next book. But I also have all these really outrageous, funny stories that I want to share. So that might just be like, oh, I did it anyway, girl. Like that, it might be a spinoff of Do It Anyway, Girl.
Yes.
Like, oh, I did it anyway, girl.
Can we have like one of those crazy stories here today?
Oh, they're just, but the way I tell them in the book is like, I write them for, they're like 10,000 word stories because I'm like, and then this happened and then that happened. But one of them is when a mouse got in. I got a company car for my last company and I was driving a Cadillac around town. Oh, why is my battery low? Oh, I didn't plug that in. Yeah, and I got a Cadillac, and I was pulled into Costco, and I got out of the car, and it was a hot summer day, and I get out of the car, and I get my groceries, I put them back in the car, and I'm driving home because we're having friends over for dinner, and I crank up the air conditioning, turn it into reverse, and a mouse crawls out of my vent, down my radio, and hits my leg and disappears into the car. And like a normal human, I get out screaming like a lunatic. And there's these two men that are walking by, and I'm like, these are the two men that are going to save my life. And so I approach them, I'm like, and they're like, what in the heck? They're like, what is wrong with you? And the problem is the two people that I picked to save me in this random instance are two men that don't speak good English, which I realized like halfway into like crying and screaming on them and tippy-toe dancing, that they think I'm crazy. And so they're like, we will help you. Like the son is translating for the dad. The son's like 15. The dad's like, a dad. And so they're taking my groceries out. They're looking for the mouse. And it literally ends about 20 minutes later where the dad looks at me and he goes, are you sure you saw a mouse? And I'm like, oh my God, you legit think I'm crazy. I am not crazy. There is a mouse in my car. And so I think the mouse disappears and I drive home scared, like grossed out in this car. Get home, we don't find the mouse, whatever. 2 weeks go by. I go on a camping trip with my kids. We drive 8 hours in the car. 2 weeks later, I'm vacuuming that car after that camping trip, and that mouse runs from the back of the car to the front of the car, which meant that mouse had been living in my car.
No.
Yeah, went on vacation with us. Like, let have been with us that whole time, the 2 weeks. And so I called my company. I said, I'm sorry, this car is broken. I am not driving this. There's a mouse. And so we opened the trunk, and it had built a nest and was like making more babies in the trunk of the car. Okay. So anyway, long story short, horrifying. It's a horrifying story. So I bring it to the body shop. I don't bring it anywhere, actually. They pick it up on like a flatbed thing. And I'm like, see you later, car. Have a nice day. They give me a rental car. But they brought that car in, and it caused $10,000 worth of damage. The body shop guy goes, oh, yes, ma'am. This wasn't just one mouse. This was a mouse infestation in your car. There was multiple amounts. They had eaten every inch of every fabric, all the seats, all the lining above your roof, all the lining of the doors, all the interior radiator. They had eaten your entire inner workings of your car. $10,000. We had to take it down to the studs and rebuild everything. So they had to give me all new seats. Like imagine, like they showed a picture of the inside of my car and it was just a metal frame. Horrifying.
Oh my God.
I feel like that should be a good book. And I did it anyway, girl. Like that should be in the book, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. That's insane. That's definitely worthy of another book. Like,
it might be funny. Yes. Like this, I feel like sometimes people now are not happy if they watch the news, and I don't watch the news, so I'm always pretty happy. But I feel like it could be just a happy book that makes people like, oh my gosh, this is a funny story. So
yeah, I stopped watching the news too. I'm like, I don't
even know what's going on. I know to wash my hands and wear a mask when I go out. I have that figured out, but I don't know otherwise what's going on. So, and the Super Bowl was the other night. I forgot about that. I'm literally so disconnected.
So, you wrote your book in 3 days, which is amazing. Like, I don't know who can top that record, like right now. Like, I wonder who can, like, just write it in 1 day.
Yeah, you got to shut off your phone, like disconnect from human life.
Exactly. So I'm going to tell you one thing. I have two of my favorite chapters. I'm just going to tell you which one are. Chapter 7.
Okay.
Which is the magical team building formula. And chapter 11, which is what do you do when business plateaus? I mean, and that's on me, right? As a reader, those are my favorite chapters so far. Now, you as an author, which is your most favorite chapter from your book? Like,
yeah, it's a good question. And my 9-year-old son, he just turned 9 yesterday. He's been reading my book, and he has certain chapters. He's like, Mom, you never told me that story. So do you want to come in and tell him your favorite story? He's listening in the wings.
Yay! Hi, Brady.
The chapter 11 or 12 one about the mean unicorn one.
He likes the mean unicorn. That's your favorite chapter too, right?
No, I have chapter 11.
Yeah, that's chapter 11. That's when I go to the smoke-filled apartment and there's the mean unicorn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. That's the mean 13-year-old.
Oh no, this one's. Oh, I might say it in there. How a bad unicorn turned into an absolute magic. Chapter 11. That's when I go in that urine-filled elevator up to the smoke-filled apartment.
Urine? I thought it just had urine on the floor. I didn't know it was completely filled.
Not completely filled. Just the floor smelled like urine in this disgusting place.
So why is that your favorite? Is that your favorite chapter?
It's his favorite chapter. It's probably mine too. I'm just kind of like to tell stories and I like to make people laugh. And that one is just, people just say it's kind of funny. So yeah, I like that one. I think the boring chapters are the ones that are the most useful, where it's like, here's a really good script that I used, and it's in italics and it gives you the script to say. So those are super valuable if you're like, man, I just need some solid training. But they're kind of boring to read through. But it's really good information to reference as a network marketer. But the stories are way more fun to read, I think.
So what else? I mean, what are you? I mean, you already told us you're gonna write a second book, but I'm like, Michelle, I mean, it's like, where'd you start? Like, you wrote so many good stuff here. I mean, like, for me, this is a must to have book on your toolbox of as a network marketer. Like, and I said on my review, like, this is a must. Like, you need to have this on your toolbox, because I mean, you just like pour out everything from you, like every single tactic that you use, every single script, everything. Like, oh my gosh, like, where to start? Like, are you planning to teach us how to do all this?
Like in an actual course, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So
you
actually,
should.
Well, I do. I have a new course. It's called Big Breakthrough Academy. It just closed out, but it will open up a few times a year for people to join in. But it's essentially this book on like high level, get to work with me as your coach. And so when you're like, I'm stuck, you've got me there in a Facebook group to answer your questions. I answer everybody's question that's a student. It's a very small groups that are in there, just a few people. And it's also high level training. So it's taking this and saying, hey, I taught this, this, and this in here, but here's like 3 more ideas. And here's all the scripts to use. And here's everything that you need. So that's bigbreakthroughacademy.com. I think if you go to the website right now, it might be closed out, but it'll open up a few times a year. And if you go there, you can get on a wait list.
Can they log in through your michellcunningham.com?
I don't think I have it linked there yet. I may, but it's just kind of a new thing that we put together for the book. So for anybody that's like, how can I work with you? I want like this on the next level. Big Breakthrough Academy is that. So you get the Big Breakthrough workbook, you get printables every single week. So it's new, fresh information that I launch instead of it being like a built out course that kind of goes stale. It's like, hey guys, this is something really relevant that I did this week that's super solid. So it's a new printable each week, and then it's coaching, and then we do Zoom pajama parties each week. I got this mom thing. Look at these kids.
It's okay, because I have my dog. It's just like bringing me the toys.
They just want to be in the live today, and I'm just, it's like they're not fighting. So
I love them. I love them. Like,
they're moments. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I actually think that people needs to see that, because sometimes I believe that a lot of moms just like stop or kind of like like they stop themselves of doing what they want to do, because they think that they cannot have their kids around, and it's completely the opposite. I mean, they can do it, being in home with their families and all that. Now, let me ask you a question. How becoming an author changed your life?
You know what I think is interesting about being an author is that there's suddenly this instant credibility that you are given when people see your book cover and they're like, wow, like you're an author? Like, and I'm like, no, actually I'm just a mom with like a messy house and kids that clearly are just, kids. So I think that was what was interesting. But, my biggest recommendation for anybody that, sorry, my phone is ringing. My biggest recommendation for anybody that wants to be an author, hey guys, you can go play back there a little bit. Okay. They're so excited. They like love you. Some lives I'm like, this is like really important, but this one is important, and they're still jumping all over me. My biggest recommendation for anybody that's writing a book is really, really give a lot of attention to your cover. Some people are like, I just wrote a book and then I just shoved a cover on it. And I see covers that just, they don't stand out. And so even though I'm not Tony Robbins and I'm not Oprah and I'm not Marie Forleo, right? I looked at their covers and I'm like, what would they do? Right? What would they do to look totally outstanding? And so I went and got a good headshot done. I called my neighbor up. I'm like, I need to look super hot. What do you got? What can we do? Can we, So we got together and she helped me to do a super hot photo, which like, this is a production. I had to put on lashes and eyeliner and everything. You silly girl. Okay, go play. So that would be my recommendation, because there's suddenly this instant credibility that comes when you've got a book that looks like this, or people are like, whoa, like you're an author. This is so crazy. So yeah, it's just interesting. And then on Amazon, what's so cool is that if you sell a certain amount of copies in a certain category, it makes you a bestseller in that category, which means that you become an international best-selling author. And so in the category of network marketing, in the first 6 hours, we hit #1, which made me a #1 international best-selling author, because there was ones that were selling internationally. And so what's weird is that like in 6 hours of this book launching, I could say, hey, I'm a #1 international best-selling author, Michelle Cunningham, which sounds pretty awesome. And so I share that just because someone might say, I can't do that. I'm like, no, I'm not the #1 author on Amazon, but in a category, a specific category, I'm the #1 best-selling author. I'm also the #1 new release in that category. And that's pretty powerful. So
It is.
Yeah. So
how was, what kind of emotions went through you when you saw that you were #1 on that category? Like,
I know. I was like, because we what's so crazy is when I went to go launch the book, I didn't really know what I was doing. I self-published through Amazon, which means I don't have a publisher. I am the publisher. And so I put it on Amazon, and our date with my team was like, hey, we're going to launch it on February 8th. It was like this whole thing. And somehow when I put it through, Amazon was like, we'll get back to you and let you know when it's ready. And the next day it was like, it's ready. It's live. And I'm like, whoa, what do you, is live? What do you mean? And I was like, oh no, I think I messed up. I'm like, who cares? It's fine. We'll just release it early. Who cares? It's ready. So I didn't want to keep people waiting. So I was like, sent to my email list, hey, sorry, my book wasn't supposed to come out till February 8th, but I accidentally released it early, which is really good news. So you can go get it now. And that, boom, I went and got it now. And that was what, boom, #1. Which was just an email that went out. Like, it was the funniest thing. So, it's, I think one of the biggest things I tell people is it's really important as you're building your online brand or you're sharing information out there is to build an email list, not just keep all your people on your Instagram or on your Facebook or because it would have been pretty hard to reach them all in those platforms. But to be able to blast out one email, boom, and become an Amazon bestseller is pretty super powerful.
Yes, definitely. Like, I can't imagine, like, how will I feel on your shoes that day? I'll be like, and I was even like, on the other side as a fan of yours, and I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like, I was like jumping and we'd like, yes, she's #1.
I know. It's crazy. And there's people that you can hire that help you. Like, there's a team that I know of for $1,000. They will help you put the right keywords and help you load it. And make you an Amazon bestseller. So if you kind of want to like make sure that happens, there are people that actually help you with that. So because the keywords matter, right? Like, it was put in the right category, which is such a stupid little detail, but those details matter when you're uploading a book. So
definitely.
But yeah, I'm always glad to connect anyone to those. It's just amazing what people can do.
Indeed. So I see that, let me see, what's her name? Let me just check it out, because I am always messing up people's names. And I know that this person wrote your forward and you are a fan of hers.
Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. Sarah Robbins.
How that felt like? Do you wrote her? Do you email her? Do you call her? What do you do?
Yeah. So I'm like, Sarah Robbins is like, okay, in the network marketing space, she's like number 40. She could be even like number 20 in the world out of network marketers, which is insane, right? She probably makes like $1 million a month. I don't know her exact numbers, but it's just something really insane. She's super up there, right? And I was a network marketer, but I certainly wasn't Sarah Robbins, right? But I think no matter what level you're at, we all have some value to share. And so anyway, I reached out to her on Facebook and I was like, hey, Sarah, I love your book because Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins literally changed my business. Like, if I recommend a book to people, I'm like, Rock Your Network Marketing Business with a little bit of Do It Anyway, Girls, a pretty good mix. Maybe throw a Ray Higdon in there, freakishly effective network marketing or scripts or something for network marketers, a great Ray Higdon book. But, so I love Sarah Robbins' book. I read it. It changed my business. After reading that book, the next month, I personally recruited 22 people in 1 month, and my team recruited another 20. And so we had 42 new reps on our team. And within 5 months of reading that book, I earned the top level company car, which was a Cadillac. And then that year, I qualified for the top level company trip to London, and all because of her book. And so I like love her. And a few months ago, she had reached out to me prior to this and said, "Hey girl, I heard that you're like talking about my book." Cause I do, I legitimately love that book and I talk about it all the time. Like that was a major shift in my business. And she's like, "Thanks for that." I was like, "Whoa, hi Sarah, I love you." Whoa, crazy. Right. And so that was our little like meeting where she first messaged me and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to message her back because I'm writing a book. So maybe she'll write the foreword. Like this is kind of a long shot, but I was like, "Hey, I love your book. I love you so much. I talk about your book in my book, but I don't know if you'd be interested in writing my foreword, but you're like my first pick and like the only pick and like any chance you would." And so she wrote back like a few days later and was like, "No, yeah. I forget what she said. Like, no, yeah, I'd be interested. Let me check out the book." And it wasn't like a for sure, right? So I sent her the book. She read through it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I would love to write the foreword." I'm like, "You didn't just say that." She's like, "But I'm really busy." I'm like, "Oh man, how busy are we? Like, is this like a year busy or is this like a 2-week busy?" And so she's like, in a few weeks, I'd be able to get that to you. And I was like, "Okay, if it helps, if we help write it." She's like, "No, I'm going to write it. I'm good. Like, just give me some time." So it kind of like, I was like waiting because I had to wait for that. But I also had to wait for testimonials from other people. There was a few things I was waiting on. So there was the magic day. It was like the day that glitter and like unicorns shot out of my head when like the music, the music is like the skies are parting. Like, oh. So the email comes in from her and it was like, "Hey, Michelle, it's Sarah. Here is the foreword that I wrote for you." I'm like, "No, you didn't. I can't even believe it." And like I'm opening it and I'm reading, like, if you read it, I'm like dying because I'm like, "Michelle is a girl who defied all odds in her life." No, you don't think that. Her career and her business. Oh my, decided to do it anyway. She said, "I did it afraid. Her rise to the top." Oh my gosh. She says, "I'm an encouragement to anyone." So like, I'm like a lunatic reading this. So, like not, you know how like people keep it cool? No, I did not. There's no cool about it. I was a lunatic. And I'm like, I can't believe she said everyone should get my book. Like she said something in there, like, "Read this book again and again. Gift one to each new team member." I'm like, "Stop it, Sarah." No, you didn't. So I was like through the moon. And I was like, I said to my editor, I'm like, "I got Sarah." She's like, "Okay, so great, Sarah." I'm like, "No, Sarah, I know you don't know who this is, but it's like Tony Robbins almost. It's like Tony Robbins wrote the foreword to my book." So
she is your Tony Robbins.
She's like Tony Robbins. So I was like, ah. So I still haven't sent her a gift because I'm waiting. I ran out of books. I need more books. I keep giving them away to people. So I still have to send her a signed copy and then like send her a car or something. I don't know what I'm going to send her, but got to get her something.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. That's so amazing.
So
like
funny.
I can imagine the day that I'm on your shoes. So
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God, Michelle, I am so proud of you. I'm so excited and so honored not to only have you here for a second time, but also for having you as my coach. And you're amazing. And
thanks, friend.
yes, I am here today because you inspire me. And I just want to say publicly, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do.
You're amazing.
I'm pretty sure that you not only changed my life, but you're going to change thousands and thousands of lives. So to everybody out there, let me see if there's any comments. People, there's a heart. Chile Alejandro said, just love you. Yeah. There's no questions at this point, but, I'm just encourage my audience just to leave you, any questions that they have for you. And then I pass them on, make sure that you get them. I will encourage everybody to buy her book in Amazon. It's currently available in Amazon. We're going to leave that link above as well. Also, where that also can, like follow up with, Chaley say so inspired.
It's so inspired. Oh, thank you.
Oh my God. Okay. So, and then we have, you have a website for your book, which is the Do It Anyway Girl, right? So they can buy the book also from there?
Yeah, if they click the link, it'll lead them right to Amazon. And then I have a book launch club. If they want to come in, we go in and we're reading the book live. So last night, my son read chapter 4 inside our book launch club. So it's a free group you can come into, and it helps us spread the word about the book. So it'd be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you also have your website, which is michellecunningham.com.
Yep, that's my website.
They can go and find know everything about Michelle. And what also you have? You have also here the Prize Factor, Michelle.
Yeah, that's my free gift for your audience. So that is a 15-minute office organizational tour for anybody who works from home, which now during the pandemic, I feel like a lot of us do. It is exactly how I reorganized my office so that I created a YouTube studio, an awesome office, a shipping department, a printing department, and an office space all in one. And it's just a converted bedroom in my house. So I walk you through that 15-minute tour, and then I give you a link. It's 6 pages of every item I showed in my office where you can get it. So if you want my backdrops or my lights or my camera or anything you saw in there, even my pens and my paper clips, I give you links to all of those things. And my office is super pink and super girly. So like, I don't know, unless a guy really likes pink, it's probably more directed towards girls.
Yes. But we love it.
Yes.
We love it. All right. So thank you again. Anything else that you want to tell our audience? Any final words before we say goodbye today?
Yeah, I would just remind everyone of this, is that successful women feel the fear and do it anyway. So no matter what you're scared of, just go out and do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing I do is perfect. I'm just out here trying to get things done. And a reminder for all of us that it's not always perfect. So I love you, friend. Thanks for having me on.
I love you too. Well, thank you everybody for being here tomorrow. I mean, this week, this podcast usually runs on Mondays, but this week I have packed an amazing episodes for you and have an amazing people. Tomorrow we have Aiden. I'm not going to try to say his last name because I don't want to mess it up. But tomorrow we have Aiden with us at 1 p.m. So don't miss it. Tomorrow is going to be also another amazing episode for you as well. So until then, don't forget to unlock your potential and be fearless. Thank you very much, Michelle, for being here with us. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, friend.
Bye.